Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 12th of May 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Vice Versa Tarot for today's reading. This is a deck that I don't usually use because I'll show you why. It's got meanings on both sides of the cards. So this is the regular tarot meaning. And then the back is an additional meaning. Not the exact opposite, but added. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to read the front side first, and then I'll read the back so I don't get confused. And I'm not using reversals because that would add another 78 meanings, and that would be a bit much, I think. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say then about Thursday and what energy you'll be working with. First card, we've got the Nine of Swords. Then we've got the Lovers, and the creepiest lovers ever. Yikes. Okay. And then finally we have, what's with the masks? It's like, what was that film with Tom Cruise where he had a mask on? And it was really funny. They're at this bar, and Tom Cruise is wearing this mask and he's got some issues. That's why he's there with friends and just talking and drinking. And one of the friends, he said, listen, are we going to talk about your mask, or are we all just supposed to pretend that you don't have like this layer of latex over your face? Don't you think that's a little bit odd? He gets really offended by it. That's kind of what these two remind me of. Okay, so let's see what this means. The Nine of Swords is about worry and concern. It's about waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to get back to sleep because you feel overwhelmed. You feel like you've got all these negative things flying at you and you're just not up to the task. You don't know how you're going to handle everything. Here the swords are almost ghost-like, and they're hovering around him and they're casting this light. So he can't really see beyond his fears and worries, and he's totally trapped by them. It also looks like he's in a prison cell. So there may be a sense that mentally things have got a bit much. You're trying your best, but things aren't moving the way they're supposed to. Usually if something takes 10 minutes, now it's taking half an hour. There's just too much on your plate. I feel the first and best thing to do with this is to simplify and to realize that you are not your circumstances, and that you still, this may sound like an oversimplification, but regardless of your worries, you still have your life. You know, if I'm in a situation sometimes where I feel totally hopeless, I sometimes try and just spread out the perspective. And I go, well, Greg, you dealt with something hopeless when you were 31. And then there was that hopeless thing when you were 12. And then also when you were 25 and you dealt with those. So maybe you'll get over this one too. I don't know. For me, that just kind of, by looking at the future that lies ahead of me, it makes the thing happening right now, which is less than ideal, seem less significant. It kind of, the promise of a future that's unwritten and separate from this thing often helps me deal with the thing in the now. That may or may not work for you. But here it's about remembering that these things are temporary, that you do have other options, and particularly that you can reach out for help. So we've got the Lovers, that's the 6th card in the Major Arcana, and that's about meeting your genuine soulmate, either in a physical way or having a spiritual revelation where you realize you're already in an amazing relationship which empowers you massively and gives you total freedom. So let's look at that then. So if this guy can't sleep and he's just beside himself with worry, this card says, well, buddy, there are a couple of solutions here. You have a few options to feel better and to take back control of your life. And that's first the sun here. The sun is your solar plexus chakra. It's what energizes you. It's what drives you. It's what makes you feel happy and full of life. And like you do have a say over what goes on in your life. And it's above this angel. So the way to the sun is via this angel. By connecting with your higher self and saying, hey, universe, this is what I have to deal with. I feel totally powerless. I'm handing it over to you. I'm surrendering it. I can't deal with these ghost-like swords. there's nothing I can do. You help me, please. You deal with this for me, please. That then empowers you. So metaphorically, this angel appears within you that has wings. So it's not trapped in any circumstance. It can just jump up and fly off. We've got this necklace, which looks like the sun around it. So it's a smaller one. So just that comfort of being able to talk to someone about it and saying, hey, universe, I have these problems. And maybe you haven't told anybody. Maybe you said, these are secrets I'm taking with me to the grave. Then particularly in that situation, having your angels or your guides or God or the universe to talk to immediately takes a little bit of the power away from the fear. And then it opens you up to this greater sun, which says, okay, now you've got this off your chest, you feel the support and the potential for freedom, you'll be able to do something about it. And then second of all, we have these two masked lovers. So, what's a mask about? A mask is to conceal the identity. Okay, so why are they concealing their identity if it's a genuine love and connection? If you can't see my face, but you still love me? I don't know. I was going to say, if there's a genuine connection there, then you don't need to see that other person's face in order to truly love them and to be there for them. But it doesn't make total sense to me because you're missing out one very significant part of that person, i.e. their face. Maybe they're reflecting to each other like the different colors. So the white and the white and the brown and the brown. Maybe that I reflect you and you reflect me. And even though we appear to be different on the outside, we're really the same on the inside and we're a good match for each other. Okay, that's the meaning I'm going to go with. So looking beyond the surface and seeing the true beauty and similarity between you and another person is a good idea. So what that says to me is you're even able to get help from other people you genuinely love, but particularly from people who you don't understand fully, the masks, and who seem to be different to you in experience or age or lifestyle or whatever it may be. If you share some of your ideas or some of the things that are really weighing heavily on you, you'll be surprised that you get support from a person that you really would have never expected any guidance or help. Then we've got this burning bush, so there are answers from the universe available to you. And then we've got this snake in the tree, so there are answers in the physical world as well that can help you. So if things feel difficult and heavy, then the next card says that this is not something you have to accept, and this is not something that's permanent. Instead, you have lots of options to get yourself out of this state of being, and then you can launch yourself into a much different position by going through all this and getting out of your head and getting into your body and into your hands and actually starting something new and working towards something and being effective. The Eight of Pentacles is someone who's creating these 8 pentacles, so he's being very practical and prolific, and he's making plates or pentacles products. He's doing it. We don't know what he's thinking. He's just repeating similar motions to create this thing, whereas he's not doing anything. So if you want to get out of, other than ruminating and pulling his hair out, so if you want to get from a state of inactivity and fear to productivity and contentment, then the solution to that is asking for help and being willing to receive it. Okay, so let's turn these around. So we've got... what's that? Okay, so the Nine of Swords from the back. Okay, so it's blocking his vision from the beautiful sunrise, and also this looming weird figure that's standing next to him. So neither can he see the good stuff, nor can he see the potential dangers, because he's worrying and focusing on the wrong thing. So if you are in this state of despair and you feel negative, the cards are saying some of the things you're worrying about aren't even that relevant. and you're missing some good stuff because of that obsession with things that may be trivial. So just ask yourself, is this really as bad as it seems? Then these two, again, very different. Fire and earth, different vessels. And we've got the symbol for Mercury and the Star of David. So basically, they're soulmates. They intersect and intertwine each other perfectly. They're able to communicate and they balance each other out perfectly. So whether this is a divine relationship or a human physical relationship, there's someone who's either been where you have been in the past, and it doesn't matter if they're similar to you, you have this one thing in common and they can help you. Or if you feel like you can't see or communicate or do anything, then the spiritual realm is always available to you. And then finally, the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so by doing this process and replacing fear with faith and enjoying the freedom on the other side of that, you're able to pass that on to other people who are going to have to go through the same process and learn for themselves. So you can then teach. And what I mean is, you're facing a problem, you find the solution to that problem, and then you've taken a situation and turned it into knowledge. And that process has created something valuable which other people will want to receive from you. So here we've got the dad now teaching his son how to make these pentacles. Okay. So ultimately, it's a day that isn't about how many plates you create. It's about being able to dig yourself out of a hole and learning that skill on this day and then sitting on top of it for the rest of your life and being able to share it with others. Wow. Okay, 8 and 9 is 17, and 6 is 23, 2 and 3 is 5, and 5 is freedom in numerology. So this recipe is a recipe for freedom. Amazing. Have a great day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading. If you have any questions about your life purpose, your career, your spiritual development, fears, worries that you can't seem to shake, practical things like moving, relationships, finances, or anything at all, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading via the website. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. And I don't know if I've already mentioned it, but I use the tarot and astrology and numerology in my personal readings. Your astrology chart I draw up by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. And then I get a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, and that really tells me a lot about you. So if you're interested in any of that, then please do get in touch and have a great day.